podcast.
Yeah, the music interviews, the culture.
Sweet. Let's get into it.
And then don't forget all the lovely things we plan to do today.
Sweet podcast.
You're the master of that.
What's happening, everybody? It's Groove Sweet Podcast. It's Mr. Al Pete. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Well, for the people that's coming in, thank y'all so much for tuning in. So first off, hopefully each and every one of you guys and girls are good. I say that in the most candid way as possible. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hopefully y'all good, despite the heaviness, going on. Yeah, it's just a lot of heaviness going on right now. So I plan to do an interview with this brother, which is Damien Lamar. We planned this. It had to be way before everything just blew up. So this is gonna be a candid conversation. If we get into music, that's cool. If not, that's cool as well. But I'm in the spirit where I'm just gonna be reaching out to like a bunch of people. Well, to my people that I feel like I need to reach out to. So this is one of the live conversations that we're having. Yeah, I'm not even gonna stall too much on this, man. I'm just gonna kind of just bring my man Damien Lamar up. You're on the screen right now, so round of applause to my brother in the house, Damien Lamar. What's happening, my guy?
What's going on, man? Trying to stay sane.
Listen,
right now.
I understand completely, man. I understand completely. Like I said, when I hit you up today, because we scheduled this last week, and I just want to do my duty as to keep my word on like interviews and stuff like that. And I even apologize for even starting this late, and it just but I do have an excuse and somewhat of good news. So I finally got my actual like cap from for graduation.
Yes, congratulations.
So I went to the mailbox and it was there. I went there like at 6:20 and then so I had to open it up and they sent me my degree thing, so I had to go through that real quick. So that's why I'm late. So
that's a good excuse.
Okay, thank you. So I had to do that. So I just wanted to keep my promise with you on that. But when I hit you up, I knew it's obvious about the climate of everything that's going on, but I wanted to make sure that it was cool to do. And when I told you in the text, I was like, look, I think this is a good time for, us brothers, us as, like neighborhood brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Like real neighborhood brothers.
Real neighborhood, 32209 actually, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that...
Floridale, back in Floridale. that level of 32209.
Exactly. Floridale. Look it up, y'all.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, do we need to spell it for the people?
Flordale.
Yeah.
Floridale.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right behind Premier Food. If you want to be specific, yes.
Right.
Yeah. Dakota Drive over here. What's up?
Braskew in the house.
Indeed. So, brothers on that tip, brothers within the music world, just a brother in regards to friendship, and definitely a brother being an African American man. I just felt like we needed to have a conversation, man. I told you, I said I felt like this was a great conversation for us to just kind of lean on each other and just kind of just talk, brother. So.
Well, I mean, obviously, when you told me, hey, you good? Are we good for later? I was having a moment of some heaviness. I mean, obviously, like if you can't feel the heaviness, then you might want to check your pulse right now. But I was obviously having a moment of heaviness. I'm doing my best to stay plugged into social media, but not so much where it just makes me like enraged, because there's so much content we already inundated with like memes and graphics and ads and everything else, but there's just so much of the same content from different angles, from shared and reshared, and it's a lot to digest. And for my mental clarity, my mental safety, I got to pull out sometimes just to be able to regroup and say, okay, I'm here now. And I've had to do that a lot. And, that's one of my therapeutic things to do, is just kind of, you got to unplug sometimes. Lately I've been getting to bed an extra hour and a half to 2 hours early, just because I know lately I've needed that much sleep, because my brain's processing so much trauma and hurt. Your body needs a chance, and your mind needs a chance to rest and recuperate from
Yeah, for
the
sure.
visual. Yeah.
Even with the COVID-19 situation, brother. Like, um, within this is what, the third month that we're going into this.
Right.
People have developed these habits. So for me, I'm like, man, if I ain't, I didn't develop this habit where I'm like, okay, well, I need to be close, very close, or I'm probably in the bed by like midnight. And midnight is actually is late for a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly.
But because I'm usually, catch me on a good day, I'm like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning easily, and probably
Ooh.
back up at like 9 o'clock, ready to like move. But we've already got these habits. So with the unfortunate that's going on, it's almost like we have to like pick up the old habit that we have and be able to, what I'm saying. And when I say old habit, I mean like suppress a lot of feelings and a lot of thoughts that we have.
It's technically like the modern day coping mechanism.
Right. The mask.
Yeah. The
The,
mass,
the
exactly.
mask.
Yeah. Yeah.
The mask. Yeah.
Yep.
Um.
So I mean, it's difficult, and I know I haven't made a lot of public statements personally, but I feel like, I mean, one, I want to acknowledge the family of George Floyd. I want to also acknowledge the family of Ahmaud Arbery, and the countless names of individuals who have died at the hands of police brutality, at the hands of racist. I wish I could speak every name right now. It's fresh, and it's always fresh every single time. For me, I have conversations, real frank, open, honest conversations with a lot of close friends, and there's a lot of people that just don't understand. I have a lot of white friends that they just can't wrap their head around why people are this horrible, or why people feel this way, and they are overtly apologetic to me. And a lot of them don't even live anywhere nearby me where they can give me a hug, so they're like calling me crying. And it's a real weird time that we're living in, but at the same time, what binds us is our communication, and the fact that we can communicate with each other and do it in a place where it's done in a matter of love and mutual respect. And even if there are differences that when we don't understand each other, that we can be man enough, or woman enough to put our egos aside, just so that we can understand how different we are and find the similarities that we share versus those what makes us starkly different. Like, oh, you so different to me. Then I just can't follow. I can't get along with you because you're just so different. But sometimes you got to find that there's a thin line of similarity. What are our similarities? That's what we should be celebrating right now as humans. Like, talking about what makes us alike, what makes us great. We all bleed the same blood. I was telling somebody a couple of days ago. I said, I can't believe in this society where you got people who have graduated magna cum laude, summa cum everything, you know, and, and have all the degrees in the world and have the yachts and the boats and everything, but we still have this propensity to discriminate against people because of the color of their skin. It's 2020, and we're still having conversations about skin color, people. It just makes no sense to me. It I can't process that aspect of things. You know, I'm ready for us to move forward, and I feel like we can't move forward as a society until everyone comes to the true acknowledgement of the hurt and the pain that's been going on for hundreds, 400 years in this country. and those individuals who have stood in the sidelines and remained silent. We can't move forward until you guys come from out of the shadows and tell us you've been scared to speak out, or tell us that you actually feel this way so we can get you some help. I mean, that's kind of how I feel about the situation right now. And it's not like we're trying to hurt anybody. We just want you to acknowledge you're wrong concerning discriminating against somebody because of their color. Right. And I'm looking right at the screen. So I'm looking at you, and I hope you feel that way. But there is help for some part of you that just doesn't understand what's going on. There's help. Get help. You got to want to, though. We're not going to have a harmonious society unless everybody wants to live in harmony. There's some people that don't want to live in harmony. Some people want to keep this system exactly the way it is because of what it does and the pockets it lines and the amount of control they have. They want it in place, but I speak out against that system. It just doesn't work. It's predated. It's old. It's time for something new. So that's my piece on it.
So, first off, I definitely commend you for everything that you said, especially talking about the humanity aspect of it. Makes me feel great that like my heart is at ease now, because my feelings that I have about, I will say my feelings that I have about a lot of things, I don't think they will go over. I know they won't go over well with my peers. With some people, I feel like it will. But honestly speaking, to the majority of my peers, even my family and friends, and they probably watching this right now, I just don't feel like that. The message that you just stated, which I share, I don't think that will go well. So let's
elaborate on that a little bit. When you say you don't think it will go well
when
with
you say Caucasians, when you say white people, you know what I'm saying? You're white, I understood when you said your white friends called you, apologizing, this, that, and the third. But then you was talking in dead into the camera and to the person that needs to understand that racism and treating black people incorrectly is wrong. I understand these are two separate things.
Yes,
does that make sense?
I do too. Yeah, absolutely, without question.
And you mentioned human, which means when you say human, I'm thinking humanity. I pride extremely hard on humanity. Mm-hmm. So let's speak on that. Your Caucasian white friends. Explain that to me. How that interaction. When they called you. Did you have any type of feelings or anything?
In my situation, I'm only speaking for me and my personal experience and my friends who are.
Hold on. First off, Damien.
Yes.
So to my people and to you, you already know this is safe space action right here.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
If it's from your experience, it's respected by me, and yeah, safe space action. Go for it.
I understand. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I literally have really close friends who are either right here in Jacksonville or who are abroad, who are not black, who did not have the black experience, who did not walk in a black person's shoes. And at the same time, they feel I know where they stand. I know what side of the grass they stand on, or a side of the track, whatever, however you want to call it. I know where their value system lies. I know who they are inside. I know who they are as people. I know what makeup they have. And with taking all that into consideration, I know that these individuals love me, and it has nothing to do with my color. They're calling because they don't understand, just like I don't understand, why racism still exists, why we're still talking about the same system, why are we still having this conversation? Why haven't we evolved in our thinking? Why haven't we ascended in our thinking beyond this level of foolishness? Because that's what it is. Why haven't we ascended in our thought? And they are stymied, but for them, they understand their privilege. They say, I recognize my white privilege. I understand my white privilege. But at the same time, they feel debilitated and helpless in that they don't know how to fix the issue for us. And they see us suffering, and they're starting to imagine the suffering. So I will say this much that I do know. I believe society won't be able to move forward until real empathy comes into picture. You got sympathy on one hand and you got empathy on the other hand. For those of you who don't know the difference, let me explain. Sympathy, when you send somebody a sympathy card, they're usually not your family. Somebody died and you feel bad that they died. They're a good friend of yours and they lost somebody close to them. You buy them a card, it's a sympathy card. That's, I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry you're going through this. I don't know what it feels like, but I'm sorry. Empathy means I understand. I've been there. I've been part of that struggle. I walked in your shoes. I feel what you feel, and I'm deeply regretful and deeply sorrowful. We're not going to be able to heal as a society or as a nation if we don't operate from a place of empathy. And that's like, as the young kids say, that's on God. And I never say that, but that's kind of how I feel about the situation right now. We got to get to the place of empathy, and that means literally understanding the struggle, understanding what it must be like for somebody like me to be black, somebody like me to, I can tell my story. Let's talk about my story. Most people don't even know my story. I grew up, my mom was poor. She was 17 years old when she had me. I was surrounded by a bunch of women who took care of me, all her sisters and my aunts. They all took care of me. They looked after me. I got the best education in elementary school. I was molested as a kid. My grades became affected because of it. I then got into high school. I had self-worth problems. I graduated. Yes, I graduated, but I didn't know who I was. I didn't care who I was until I became a man and I realized who I really, really was. And I started understanding who I was and who God made me to be. And everything else became a part of my story. Am I angry about my past? No. But do I learn from my past? Absolutely. Right. Do I know what I accept from my past? Absolutely. Do I know what I don't accept? Absolutely. But what I do know is that there is a level of compassion that exists in humanity. We're talking about humanity earlier. There's a level of compassion that exists where you have to sometimes see past people's fault and you have to get to the root cause. There are people that are evil and hateful. There's two different kind of races. You got the races that are ignorant, they don't understand, they grew up like this, and that's just the way they learned, and they want to understand, and they want to break out of their racist behavior. We like those races. We want them to not be as racist. But then there's races that are actually vile and evil and hateful, and they want Black people eradicated from the planet. They want us gone. They don't care about us. They come in positions of leadership and law and government just to keep us from upward mobility and to keep us from moving. Those individuals, we want out. It's time up. Your time is up. It's time for you to get up out the seat. It's time for you to be ejected, and it's time for you to go. Okay? The societies, we can't move forward as a society with you around. I'm just gonna say that, just like that. So if you're upset, you want to unfriend me, you want to stop calling, you want to stop texting me, go for it. But ego is a bad thing. Some people don't like to get the ego checked. But if you're racist, you got a problem. You need to get help. And if you don't want to get help, then stay away from me.
You know what? I call me naive for thinking this, but I be so baffled when people feel like that any form of racism, because I feel like racism doesn't have like a limit. Like like if it's small, it's still racism.
It's
if
still
medium,
racism.
It's still racism. If it's
Right.
big, still racism. But
Yep.
it baffles me a lot that people feel like that. Oh well, I just said this joke, blah 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 blah, or I made this gesture to this person because they're beneath me, and it's clearly because of race, of course. It just baffles me that people feel like that's okay.
Well, here's why they feel like it's okay. And this is what I'm like. I made a recent post, and I think I have a really good friend, and I've known this person for a long time.
Yeah.
I think they've misconstrued what I was saying, but ultimately, things like this are happening because society have let things go unchecked for so long. We see somebody doing wrong, and we quick to turn the head like, I don't see them doing that. And somebody end up dying, or somebody end up getting hurt, or somebody end up going to jail, or whatever, and you turn the other head. And I don't know if that comes from the Christian thing, turn the other cheek. I don't know where it comes from, but it's wrong. Seeing someone do something vile, seeing somebody do something racist doesn't necessarily make you racist, but it does make you an accomplice. And what's an accomplice? Accomplice means you're as equally wrong because you allowed it to happen.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
So individuals that understand when racist things happen in their families, in their homes, on their jobs, if they're white and they let it go unchecked, they are an accomplice as far as I'm concerned. You're allowing racist behavior to continue. Therefore, here we are 400 years deep, where we now have swept it under the rug all this time, and it's now a big old giant mound, and every last one of us is tripping over it. That's where we are right now.
Yeah.
So they need, like, it needs to be checked. It does not need to go unchecked anymore. It's like, recognize it for what it is. I'm gonna share something, and it's not spiritual, I won't say, but I rarely have dreams, but years, I wouldn't say, probably like 2015, 2016, I had this dream of a big cauldron sitting out over this open flame, and the flame was going, and in the cauldron was what I knew in my mind to be gold, and it was just bubbling and boiling and bubbling and boiling. Right. And at the very, very top, I didn't even know, because I told somebody about the dream, I didn't even know what the stuff was at the top. I just saw this like filmy, nasty stuff. And I was telling somebody, they was like, oh, that's the dross. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I saw the dross come to the top. And the dross was at the top. And what is that? That's all of the nasty stuff that can't be part of the refined gold. The stuff that gets burnt off, all the bubbly, oily, nasty stuff. Guess what? That's what's been going on in America. That's what's been going on in the world. All of the pressure, all of the stuff is finally coming to the top. And guess, if you want pure gold, you have to recognize the dross, and you got to get rid of it. You have to call it out for what it is. Racism is dross. It's just nasty. It's not part of the pure, harmonious society that we're striving for as human beings on this planet, and on a shared planet, sharing resources. And the planet knows it. The planet's tired. Okay, so we have to recognize that dross, that it's nasty, it's yicky. We got to get it out. It can't make us pure if we let it stay in there. You got to get it off. You got to get rid of it. We have to get rid of it.
So what does it look like? What does it look like for you, getting rid of it? Like, what's the move? Like, what do you think is the move?
I wish I had that answer, man. I mean, I really do. I think, sure, we've been having a lot of conversations. There's been a lot of dialogue. There's been a lot of racist dialogue happening, and I think that's great. But now it's time. It's like, now it's time to put our mouth where we've been, all this talk, all these private conversations that we're having. And yes, if you're an ally, you've had a private conversation. We know where you stand with us. We know. Now it's time for you to go inside your communities, infiltrate the communities that are deeply rooted in racism, and call it out. Shine a light on it. The lady that was saying the N-word, and all the N-words that was protesting people down there, she said it on Facebook. Guess what? Her face has been shared 20 million times now. Guess good. She's officially, everybody knows how she feels about black people. The fact that she used the word, and she's using it on a format, and they're not wearing the hoods anymore. They're using it in plain sight. They're actually protesting right next to you. That part. So when you realize who they are, call them out like they're a virus or a cancer. Call them out. That's my answer.
I saw the little cloud you just threw in there. That little cloud that you just.
I'm just saying, they right next to you. You think? I mean, come on. Let's not be Steve.
I'm not laughing. I'm not. You know why I'm laughing? Like,
yeah, I do. I'm just
like,
because
goddamn,
people are that naive. They think that everybody standing arm in arm with them is an ally or on their side.
Yeah. That damn discernment is like that. You got to have that discernment, man.
And
like,
seriously,
it was funny because I had that thought a couple of days ago. Like, it's crazy because since that situation happened, like, I'll just wake up. I mean, I've had plenty of like wake up moments, like that old aha moment, you know what I'm saying? Or that old, well, wow, well, what if we did this? This would result to that. Like, I've had plenty of, I had those a lot actually, but with this situation right here, it's been like deeply rooted, and I think it's because it's the whole I'm like tired, fed up type thing. And
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I've been tired, fed up for a while, but as a black man, I just kind of like suppress it. But then like I feel kind of guilty a little bit because I was making excuses when it comes to certain situations. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Like, I mean, just being like, oh, okay, well, it might be this, it might be that, but it's
Yeah,
like,
and
you know what I'm saying? Like, I probably need to get like deeply rooted into like more of me, and I do that often. But like, I've been having these wake up moments, and that was one of my moments where I was like, like, despite that, we're looking at these pictures of everybody marching and stuff, and it looks great. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's. I mean, fuck COVID-19. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
fuck.
it's quite interesting that we don't hear that much on the media about that anymore.
Nah. So
The
even with
focus has
that,
changed,
so
you know.
even with that, like you seeing all these people together, and then you like, all right, cool. But then you start like zero. You know, not zeroing in, but you kind of like start like waving around and just being like, alright, this don't look right. That don't look right. Are they really doing what they're supposed to be doing? Does this mean
It makes you question everything,
it
right?
makes you question
Everything.
everything. And granted, questioning everything at this point is like you need to question it. Not, I mean,
Yeah.
but that's when the discernment and the humanity needs to come into play.
Speak on it, brother.
You know
Speak
what I'm
on
saying? And I feel like
Absolutely.
a lot of people, including my people, I don't think they're using as much discernment. And I feel like
No. And maybe the it's sad to say this, but like maybe that's what the hateful racists are banking on. They're gonna go out and protest and not be covered up, not protect themselves, and that's one less body that we got to worry about. Maybe that's what they're thinking. I don't know, but I do know that we can't operate the same way we have in the past. It wasn't Einstein, but some wise man said insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. We can't be insane about this. We got to be strategic. You got to do things differently. It doesn't work.
yeah,
It's not working. They hear you. A protest in the mind of somebody who I'm trying to be politically correct here,
man.
but
I mean, listen.
like
Again,
ultimately a protest.
brother.
The
Listen.
the
Say space. Hey, listen. Go for it, my guy.
Man, ultimately
Go
there
for
are
it.
people who view protest as destructive. Case in point, the president had a press conference, or he speaks a public speaking arrangement at a church, had a photo op with a Bible. Peaceful people showed up to protest, and they were tear gassed. Why were they tear gassed? Why did you use tear gas on people that are standing there peacefully? Nobody's throwing rocks, shovels, bricks, glass. They might be yelling and screaming because we've had enough, and we want you to know that we want the system reformed. But nobody's doing anything violent, yet you resort in an act of violence. And what I'm realizing is that America, this is the language of America. America responds with violence. They respond with looting. This is what they do. So why are we surprised? So we have to do things a little bit differently.
Yeah.
I think everybody really should like regroup, like take a second, breathe for a moment. Anger is good. I said this, I went live for a second and I ended up deleting it because I was like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But I went live and I'm like, ultimately, there's anger. We have, anger is a good energy if you use it right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Anger helped me get a lot done. In a positive way, and what I've had some really positive outcomes and outlooks. But
Yeah.
if you use anger the wrong way, then you operate from that reactive energy versus the proactive energy. You don't have a chance to think right, and you make horrible decisions. And because of those decisions, there are repercussions from those decisions. You're feeding fuel to the fire. They already want to imprison you. They've already put in curfews in place just to keep you, because they know you're going to be out, just to give you a sentence to keep you in the system longer.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on now. let's use our common sense here.
Yeah.
And we have to be smarter. We have to be smarter. We have no choice. If you want to survive, you adapt. You survive. That you have to, like I said, evolve in your thinking. You got to do it. It's time.
Yeah.
We got to do it.
Yeah. 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 So even with that, since I can speak on me, um, I just know I like the way that I want to help. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this platform that I'm doing right here is a form of helping. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
I remember I jumped online on Twitter, and I was just like, man, if anybody want to just talk, you know what I'm saying, like cry, you want to share something happy or whatever in relation to everything that's going on, I'm like, let me know. And I've had like maybe like 2 or 3 conversations, and I plan on having more. And I'm adding YouTube to my book of conversations because I feel like people like me and you are in a level that we need to be. You know what I'm saying? That well, not need to be, but we're at a level that we need to be on somebody's like sitting at somebody's table, the boards, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. I mean,
not saying that we away from our community, but I know for me, I'm like I want to be on that part, and I feel like I will be effective on that part because I do feel like in my life I strategize a lot, I plot a lot, I plan a lot, I execute a lot. I know how to channel my anger, and I'm able to like make sound decisions on things, and it like I look at my track record, like my completion level and
yeah,
my go through is like perfect. So I feel like okay, well, I need to be in those levels.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So but it's like this new like media world that I'm getting into. I'm like damn dog, I didn't got into this media world. Like granted, I was in it for a minute, but the fact that I'm like solely focused on that, and like I was telling one of my homeboys earlier, I was like, if I focused on DJing and rapping, we wouldn't be having no like it wouldn't be no problem. I make
Right.
a song all day. I make a
Yeah.
mix all day.
I
I
think
did
I
a
heard
mix.
you.
I
I
did a
heard
mix
that
yesterday.
conversation too. I
So it's
heard you
like,
say that. Yeah.
yeah, but it's like, when I'm at this level, this other level that I feel like that I feel I'm effective in, it's like difficult for me to, you know what I'm saying, to do that. And I feel like while everybody else is like angry and all that other stuff, like that's when the time that I'm not angry. Usually when everybody's happy or whatever, I am angry and I am like thinking a little bit more. I'm like to myself, like I don't want to talk to nobody. Like I'm very
You just, bro,
reserved when
bro.
it
Listen,
is because I'm thinking a lot. But
it's we
right,
are
like
you're already in another frequency. Like I can tell you,
yeah,
I know you personally. You're
yeah,
already ahead. You're like everybody's on frequency 453 and you're on 499.
yeah.
You just and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right,
Like
right, right,
it,
right.
everybody gonna catch up, but like that's just where you are.
Mm-hmm.
But on channel 499, there's a whole audience that's ready to hear exactly what you got to say. There's a
Yeah.
whole audience. So yeah.
Do you feel like you on that channel as well? I feel like we've been on that channel already.
I know that I have what they call it being a trendsetter or an early adopter. I've had that tag. I just like to be on the edge of new.
Yeah.
Like I'm the kind of person that like I like to beta test something. I worked years ago for a real estate valuations company, and they actually made me a part of the user acceptance testing team. That means I got to punch holes in the system they was rolling out, and I got to tell them, ha ha ha, y'all thought y'all fixed this, but this is broke. Ha, go back to the drawing board. I was that guy because I know how to if there's a bug in the system, I'm gonna debug it. That's just the kind of person I am because I push the buttons. I push all the buttons and all the I just that's just my nature.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean I'm a bit of a forward thinker and like even in my career, and this is not like I don't know how this happened, but the last couple jobs I've had, I've always been the first person to get that title or the first person in that role. I was the first recruitment specialist. I was the first operations manager for your Friends of Hemming Park, and they had the public-private partnership with the city of Jacksonville. I'm the first operations manager that the Garden Club has had, like the first. That's great. But for me, the way I look at it is like, oh my God, like eyes are on you now. You really have to set the bar. You have to really kind of set the standard. So I put a lot of imposed pressure on myself because I really want to do a great job being the first. You know, you see what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. It's a weird thing. Like you got to, if you're the first one to win, you want to either you want to maintain that title or you just want to really, really, absolutely go down in history as saying, "Gosh, you really gave your best."
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, so the last few years have been a year first for me, and I received that for what it is. Um, you know, I was told just yesterday, I had a private conversation and I was sharing another down moment.
Hmm.
And this person said to me, you know what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to like completely change the frequency on everybody. You're supposed to do that. That's what you got to do. You have to change the frequency. You're the person that's supposed to play all the jamming music, get everybody on the dance floor and have everybody dancing because we gotta tune into positive versus negative. I was like, oh, okay. And I felt it. And I realized the responsibility. But right now, you're dealing with people dealing with like they're in the deep, deep, dark abyss of anger. And I'm seeing young kids, 16, 17 years old, who are fighting. They're all that pent up rage from, having their seniors, that senior year stolen from them because of COVID-19 or whatever the situation is. They're mad, like for real.
Yeah.
And like I get it, but like dial it in and use that energy in a different way. It's got to do it. You have to. Just be smarter about it. Yes, the system does need to be reformed. Yes, these years of oppression have to be called out. We cannot move forward in the society this way. We cannot. I don't want to. I will not. We're not going to do it, is what we're saying. That's why there's Blackout Tuesday. I ain't streamed nobody's music. I didn't go to YouTube. I ain't watched no videos. I literally lived by it. I didn't share any of my music. Look, I'm gonna share some information about what's happening behind the scenes that they don't want you to see. I will share that, but at the same time, this is not even about me and what I'm trying to. My agenda has nothing to do with this. My agenda is, I don't even have one anymore. We don't have agendas. But I do have. I've learned to be, instead of being positive, being optimistic. So I am optimistic for a better future. I am optimistic that we will begin to see a lot of change. I'm optimistic that change is already occurring around us. We just need that accentuated more. Like quiet the hate and accentuate the positive. I'm a firm believer in changing the frequency of the mind in order to dial the intention. As a matter of fact, Pastor Michael Beckwith from Agape Spiritual Center, he was given an analogy about the same knee, taking a knee, how Colin Kaepernick took a knee, but yet this police officer also took a knee. How it's the level of intention. One intended to do it in a peaceful protest. The other intended to do it in cold-blooded murder. Same knee, same motion. It's a level of intention. So what do you intend to do is the question.
I'm on it,
It's
bro.
heavy, man. It's heavy.
It's heavy. Yeah. Yeah. And it's good that I can we can me and you can and other people that I know can have these type of conversations. It's funny because I be wanting to have conversations with a lot of people. Well, certain people, including you for sure. And we've had.
But I don't think we talk enough. We don't talk enough. We got to work on that. We will. We'll
don't,
work on it.
brothers. We don't.
Yeah.
We don't. But when we talk, it's always like this great like energy that comes through, man. And
Yeah.
we see eye to eye. We're on that level. I was testing you when I asked you, was you on that channel? But I already feel like you're on that channel with me, and that's why, we're using this platform with you on it, and just to, to have these conversations or whatever. And it just feels good to know that somebody else shares the same type of feelings that I have. You know what I'm saying?
Let me just say, man, I mean, I can say this, and I have no problem whatsoever. Like, I admire you. I admire your strength. I admire your tenacity, man. When I say tenacity, people, y'all don't know what the word tenacity means. Tenacious. This is tenacious M right here. Tenacious W. That's who you are. Like that's just who you are. You have this grind that is unapologetic.
Yeah.
You got this grind that you just get through, and people you're just gonna do it. And I admire that. I've seen your growth. I've been there and I've experienced things with you, and it's beautiful. Don't stop. I appreciate the opportunity to even to talk and to talk to your audience. It's a
Yeah.
whole new audience. I appreciate the opportunity.
And
Um,
likewise,
mm,
man. Like when it comes to you, brother, I mean the same words you're giving to me, I throw it back, man. I mean, as game recognized game, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Like I see it, and I'm like, as much as I can help, I want to be able to help. And also too, like when it like what you're saying, like that's what I want to be when it comes to like the change that we need. You know what I'm saying? Like
mm,
I
mm.
want to the same type of energy that I'm giving, the same type of moves that I'm giving. I want to be able to give it. I just need to learn how to like put myself in them in those sectors. Not
Yeah.
saying I don't want to be in the community, because I do want to be in the community. I would love to do more in regards to that, especially when it comes to Northwest. But you know, I need to be at them tables. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You will be at the tables.
We both gonna be at them tables. I mean, and that's like I said, I don't know how that looks. I do not know how it looks, but and we might not be the mayors. We might not. We
No.
might not.
No.
But I feel like we will be a very good resource to the change that happens within Jacksonville, Florida, and across the world. But
Yeah.
because I do feel like a lot of stuff starts locally. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, absolutely, without question. I believe that too. I
yeah,
mean,
straight up. So
yeah.
yeah, man. Do you have anything else? I mean, before we go, I mean, I kind of want to lighten up the load. So, do you have anything else that you would like to share in regards to like the feelings that
Uh,
you have? Anything you
I
want to
just,
let the people know? I mean,
ultimately, I feel like the, in this place where we are going from, I mean, like literally, we think about COVID-19. There's so many emotions that we felt in the last 3 months, right? We felt confusion. We felt like I don't know how this the disease work. What I'm supposed to do with this mask. I mean, like they telling me to stand 6 feet apart. 6 feet apart. I heard I was supposed to stand 27 feet apart. I mean, like it's a whole bunch of a bunch of stuff, and we're
yeah,
all trying to process that.
yeah.
We're also processing our feelings about things that we've taken for granted,
Hmm.
right? So when we locked up, we took for granted going. Look, I took for granted being able to go hear you spin and play. You know what I'm saying? Like those Saturday mornings, man, I was in my bed like, dude, he is spinning right now. Like, I, like I
Yeah,
took for granted being able to
yeah,
literally get in my car and actually be present and in the same building
yeah,
and share that same energy. Things we took for granted, and then we moved from that, and just when they start opening up, you can come outside, you can start, opening up the thing. All of a sudden, then boom, there's another curveball. But this one is just as ugly as COVID-19.
yeah,
So we have to treat COVID-19 this thing. We have to treat the same thing, this whole situation with George Floyd. We got to treat that same situation just how we treated with COVID-19.
yeah.
Recognize it for what it is, understand how to deal with it,
Hmm.
understand how to eradicate it until there is a vaccine. Now I'm gonna ask you a question: is there a vaccine for racism? What's the vaccine? What's that inoculation for racism? What is it?
Uh, you asking me or
Because
you asking the people?
we waiting for the COVID-19 vaccine. I'm waiting for the racism vaccine too.
Yeah. Well, we've been waiting on that, man.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's a lot of they need to do a mixture of vaccines when they come. Like a blend of humanity, a blend
yeah.
of education, a blend of self love, and
Mm.
like come on, like all that. Like it need to be a blend. Like that blend will probably like knock us out for like for a year. But when we come back up, we'll be like, all right, we good. Like, we got that vaccine. But I mean, straight
In
up to answer your
in
question,
a perfect world.
is shit, in a perfect world, yeah. You're right. You're right. Well, real quick,
So yeah.
like I know we're to my listeners and to the people that's watching on live. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. This is Damien Lamar, artist, producer. So yeah, let me segue into that. Artist, podcaster, revolutionist,
Oh man.
brother, king, 32209 brother.
Yep. All day.
32209 brother. And just all around a great guy. A podcaster, a host, musician, like Renaissance man. So you have projects out. You have this series out.
Mm.
Is that so? Is that you on all the production, or is it?
Yeah, it's me. So okay,
It's all you.
it's all me, 100%. I wish I was lying.
I
Now,
wish I had a
granted, I
flame in
can't
the
say.
background. I wish I had a flame in the background and be like,
I know, man. I can't take credit for the great footage though. I mean, I could take credit for video editing and somebody say, oh man, you got the optics, this eye. I could take credit for the eye, that keen eye, but I have what I did, and let me just back up a little bit. So when COVID-19 happened in early March, I felt the same level of energy that I felt when my grandmother passed away in 2012. 32209. My grandmother Bernice Elizabeth Robinson, may she rest in peace. When she passed, well, up leading up to her death and after her death, I was in her home, and the house was going through had been remodeled, crown molding, the carpet was pulled up, everything was getting painted, new furniture was in there. The bare bones of the structure of that house that you drove by, I know you drove by the house. The bare bones of the house was exactly the same, but inside it was not. It was just different. And I'm in this house. My aunt was coming back and forth from Savannah, and I'm staying in the house. There's no Wi-Fi. There is no cable. I was going to work and coming home, and then I started doing the Wiz rehearsals. And after the Wiz rehearsals was over, I really kind of came home, and I had no internet, so I just had, at the time, Mixcraft. I think I was using Mixcraft and Acoustica and some other stuff. And I had my iPad, and I had a old janky hand-me-down Realtek mixer, like a 4-channel mixer, and I made music. I mean, I just kind of created my own sound, because what else? What's I supposed to do? Yeah. And I used this level of energy to kind of create this weird electronic project, and I didn't know what it was. I just knew it felt great, and it was the only thing that kind of soothed me in my grief. And after the second volume, because it's 3 volumes. The first volume was Light Travel. The second volume was Moter Sanctum. When I realized I did the second volume, I kind of understood, this is supposed to be a story, and I'm supposed to have this music charted out, and I want to hear it like I heard it in my head with all the symphonies and everything. And I used grief to create my own stuff and not rely on other producers to send me music and tracks to sing on. Yeah. And they're imperfect. I didn't go to what is that, the school in Orlando with Full Sail. I didn't go to Full Sail. I didn't spend time in studios learning how to do mixing and mastering. I just went in and just dived in and just did it. And I shelved it. I think I shared it on SoundCloud for a while and kind of shelved it. So it's out there. And then all of a sudden COVID-19 comes, and I just said, you know what? I have this whole 59-minute project, and the only thing major that I did with the project was back in 2016. I was asked to contribute music to these dancers. They're pre-professional dancers. They had finished a camp. It's Cooper Morgan Dance Theater. Right. They danced 45 minutes of the music that I created in a concert, and it was called the Professor Clock Trilogy, because that's what I called it at the time. Yeah. And I watched that, and I knew that it was bigger than me. And that was 2016, the summer of 2016, that was it. And then the world changed again, and it's been evolving a lot since 2016. And then here we go with COVID-19, and I'm feeling the same level of angst, the same level of uncertainty, the same level of energy that I felt when my grandmother passed away. And I had to do something with this pent-up energy. So I started finding all this cool, free, royalty-free, by the way, royalty-free I didn't steal anybody's footage. I didn't use anybody's footage without their permission. I use royalty-free footage that is available on the interwebs. You can find it. I used tons of it and I found the right stuff and I put my music to it and I began to retell the story of what was in my head. And I cranked out a whole visual album and then I've been putting out at least a visual a week. And I'm slowing down now because we have more bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, for sure.
But ultimately, like this, I feel like this is my magnum opus in that this is something that I'm supposed to do for the rest of my life. Like I feel like I'm going to be having my hand in this in some capacity. Like I'll give you guys an analogy. Everybody watching. So there is a difference between a bullseye and a target. Okay, so let's all envision that we actually have goals. You got goals, Pete, right?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
you have aspirations. You got things that you absolutely want to do. That is your target, right? That's your target. You have a target date. Target. I was in. I used to go to Camp Immokalee in the summertime and came home. Boy, I came home black. Boy, I was in the sun so much I was black. Uh, but go to Camp Immokalee and I learned how to do archery. You got to get that bow and arrow right, but you can't hit the bullseye, which is that red dot on the target, if you don't even see, if you don't even have an aim on it, you don't have your eye on it, you can't hit it.
Right.
So if you blindfold it, you got a very slim chance that you're gonna hit it. So it's really this is a word for somebody right here. Keep your eyes on the prize. No, I'm kidding. But ultimately, you have to see the end. Like Stephen Covey says, begin with the end in mind.
Yeah.
What is that end that we all are trying to attain? Even with this current situation and this current climate, what is the end goal that we're trying to get to,
Yep.
and then we can work our way back.
Yep.
But you got to be able to see it first before you can work your way back. So
Yeah, for sure.
with this project, I already see the end. I see young composers, young black composers creating music. I see a system of education in place where it fosters collaboration between conductors and composers that are on an educational level as far as middle school and high school and beyond. I see I see this music traveling with dancers throughout the world. London Symphony Philharmonic, Philadelphia Philharmonic, or New York Symphony Orchestra, like whatever orchestra all over the world. That's my grandiose vision for this project, and I'm not going to stop until I can make those things happen because that's what I see. That's my target. That's and I'm going to hit that bullseye because that's what I see. So I'm taking a pause for the cause. The project's out there. I know there's people that, it's weird music. It's very odd, much like me, and unapologetically so.
I don't.
And
Well,
and
go
you
ahead.
know, it's different because it's not your traditional thing. But what I'm hearing in my head when I create this music, I hear symphonies. So I'm hoping to form some cool alliances with some great composers, somebody who wants to help me chart the music out, somebody who wants to help me, with it, maybe taking it to a chamber orchestra to be able to play the music or a couple songs to a chamber in a private party so it's exposed to audiences. And then I can tell the story. The story is cool because it's exactly what we're going through right now. The same energy that we're experiencing right now, the same foolishness that our government is pulling on, the same foolishness was going on in 300 BC where they burned the Library of Alexandria down. Why would somebody burn civilization, like knowledge that may have been about how the pyramids were built or Stonehenge? Why would they burn that down unless they're trying to cover up the truth?
Yeah.
Hmm. So here we are facing that, and that's what the story of Professor Clock is. He's a time traveler. He's coming to the future to tell us, hey, y'all doing the same thing that was going on 2,300 years ago. Y'all are doing the same exact thing. Can you wake up and like not repeat these cycles?
Yeah.
We're smarter than that, remember? So it's
I
it's a
love it,
lot,
brother.
man.
I love it. I love it, brother.
Thank you.
It was a section on there where it said, and correct me if I'm wrong. Uh, it threw me off a little. Well, not your word threw me off, but it was a part where it said, I think he was speaking on the next segment, which is fall of two
All
two plus
2020.
zero plus two plus zero.
which is really volume four. Four. Two plus zero plus two plus zero is
Yeah,
four. So
yeah.
that's the fourth volume. But I thought I'd play on
It
2020
threw me
because
off because when you was explaining it, it seemed like it was the third series or whatnot. But then when I was watching the visuals, I seen like an extra picture on the side, so I was like, this don't add up. But
it's a look into the fourth volume, and I do call it the fall of 2020 because that's what we're experiencing right now. I
exactly,
mean,
yeah.
I knew that at COVID-19 without even knowing
Hmm.
how deep we are going to be in. But like
Yeah,
2020, we're definitely not standing up. So if you ain't standing up, what you doing? Falling down.
yeah, yeah,
So here we are, and that's this volume, but it talks about the level of chaos that ensued. I mean, think about the amount of chaos that was around that time for somebody to intentionally, or a group of people or whomever they were, to intentionally burn the largest known library to man at the same time. Alexandria, Greece, or Alexandria, Egypt, I should say,
yeah.
was a major port. It was also a port to the most amazing lighthouse that they literally could set a ship on fire from the lighthouse. That's
Hmm.
how much technology they had.
Yeah,
So we're talking about 2000, almost 400 something years ago, and they've burned this civilization down. Like, why? We got to start asking, like you said, asking questions. It's okay. We got to in order to understand things, we have to ask questions.
yeah,
Black culture, and I think you can understand. You can feel me when I say this. Black people, we grew up. Don't ask no questions. Because I said so. You're gonna do what I say. Don't question authority. Don't question whatever. That was how we were taught. I learned by sitting next to rabbis, and when I studied a little Hebrew, you question everything. You never get answers without questions.
yeah,
It's okay to question.
yeah.
You might not get all the answers, but you're gonna get something versus like sitting back and just making an assumption and not questioning
Yeah,
things. We have to start
especially when
questioning.
you inquiring about something that you know that will like grow, that will like progress you.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to do it.
Yeah,
You have to. Yeah.
yeah, man.
So I mean, that's what I've been working on. I've been on my grind, and again, I am a self-taught individual. I posted something a couple weeks ago on Facebook, like I don't do this for anybody to give me any awards or accolades or acknowledgement or anything. It is something I feel like I need to do. Like like you have to breathe. If you don't take that extra breath, you're gonna pass out.
Yep,
I feel like I have to do this work. I
totally
have to
feel
do this
that.
project.
Totally feel that.
I won't stop. It's like a burning in my stomach. I can't stop, and it's my outlet. It's my thing that brings me therapy. You
Yeah.
know, all this
I mean,
crazy.
but everything that you come across, brother, it's always you're very articulate when it comes to that. Now, especially when it comes to the like the visuals and stuff. You did the visuals too, right?
Yeah, I
You
found the
did
footage.
everything.
That yes, yeah, and the graphics, the whole thing is
Everything.
my handiwork. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing.
So for
Yeah.
you to put, I mean, for you to like strategically think of an intro, to think of a trailer, and then go back and then look at because the trailer. When I looked at the trailer, I was like, well, I felt like it was a trailer because when I watched the 59 the visual of it, I
Right.
was like, oh man, like I was like, this is the let's get the popcorn, let's get it going, man. And you know what I'm saying? Because it was just a great journey that you was taking us
Cool.
on.
Yeah.
So
And that was intentional because I felt like, a lot of us, at the time, a lot of people were starting to quarantine, and
yeah,
everybody wanted to, like, have a slight distraction away from the traditional. We, like, right now, we want to have a distraction from what's really going on when we really shouldn't be distracted. But right at that time, it's like, okay, take your mind off of the stress that COVID-19 is causing. Take your mind off of the stress of you having to sit in your house all day and look after your child while you're trying to work from home. Take your mind off of a lot of things, but just kind of like go in and listen to music and see some cool visuals, even if it was just an hour to kind of unplug for a moment.
yeah.
That was the intention behind it, really.
Hmm.
And I geek out over it because I feel like it's so odd, and I never thought that especially video. It was never my intention to put video behind it. It just one day I woke up and I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and I'm just did it, and I
Yeah.
keep getting better and better at it. So yeah, I'm having fun doing it, and it again, like I said, it's my therapy. It's what keeps me
Keeps you sane,
from
brother.
it. Yeah, it keeps me from
Keeps you
throwing
sane,
things at
brother.
my TV, and
Listen, I know. I know firsthand. I'm like, listen, I be on my admin mode like crazy, but I'm like, if I don't sit somewhere and write a rhyme or make a beat or make a mix, I'm gonna go crazy.
ladies and gentlemen, that is the life of an artist.
Straight up, straight up. Well,
Yeah.
listen, brother, I don't want to
Yeah.
keep you too long. Thank you so much
No, thank
for
you.
jumping on. Um, your words are very respected when it comes to me, when it comes to the people, and yeah, man. Listen, you got my phone number, so if you
I
need to
do.
call and do what like if you just want to talk, laugh, cry, do whatever,
Yeah.
like whatever.
Thankfully,
Hey,
I did get a lot out before I talked to you because I had a call at 6 o'clock and a lot of my frustration spilled out, and I'm like, good, because I don't want to go on live and really show out. so it happened.
well,
Everything
you know
happened for.
what? Me finally getting my my cap for my graduation cap and my cover for my degree. That might have offset me too, probably. I don't know.
It did. That's a good. Hey, the universe knows exactly what it's supposed to do, so we
Listen,
will
the
we will
universe.
receive it for what it is.
Listen, the universe know when them Florida boys gonna come. Hey, like, hey, the universe be like 32209 about to
Hey,
link up. Let's make
real
sure
quick before
everything
we
is
end,
perfect.
I want to remember. Let me ask you if you remember. Okay, do you remember going to Premier and getting those chili dogs? Man, they had the best chili dog. Oh my God! Did you ever get a chili dog from Premier?
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
look, it was me, a chili dog, or whatchamacallit, and some munchos.
Man, that's when they had the. That's when I got introduced to the Murray cookies. Remember, you know the Murray cookies, the one that you put in your fingers, the joints. My grandma
Oh, come
introduced
on.
me to those cookies, and I felt like that store, Johnson's food store, Banner.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
I felt like nobody else sold those cookies, and I had to go to those three stores. But
See, the
Premier
banner
Food,
was in between my house, my grandmother's house, and my other grandmother's house. So, like my grandmother on my mom's side lived closer to Premier, and my other grandmother lived closer to Banner. So I always had an excuse to go to Banner. I sure did.
yeah,
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 man.
yeah. We used to go to Premier
Scott Park, playing at Scott Park all the time,
Scott
man.
Park. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man, the
Some
YMCA,
good
Cleveland
days,
Road.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Cleveland
Yep.
Road. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So woo, yeah, Florida,
Yeah.
Florida. Usually, like I used to cross the ditch to go and like dry my clothes at the little dry cleaners real quick. Like if I and this was high school, so listen, y'all, high school we ain't had no dryer. We had a washer though. But
Right.
like if I was going to like a party or an event, I was like, yo, let me take a shortcut. So I would have to like jump
So
that
nobody
ditch.
sees you watching with all them wet clothes.
Straight up, yeah. So I used to.
Oh, man, I know. I've been there too. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes,
Oh
brother.
my
So
God.
we from the trenches.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the dirty stove at Vernon and Cleveland Road
Yep.
before they built the gas station.
Yep. Listen, the whole 45th.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like when it started, you got the Amtrak, so you're past Dakota Drive to get to like Floridale. But
Right.
if you went down 45th, it just seemed like it just got grimier and grimier and grimier and grimier. It just like until you got the hilltop. Yeah, man.
Yep.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Something else. The northwest Jacksonville.
Yeah.
That's something. Like yeah, you don't forget where you come from.
Yeah,
That's
for
one
sure.
thing. I can't forget where I came from. I mean, I have some great memories. Again, the Professor Clark was born over in 32209
Listen, and
in that house.
Mr. Al Pete was born, like literally Mr. Al Pete was born 5646 Dakota Drive.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, Florida 32209. So, yeah, to my people that's still watching, listen, you got two black men that representing the Northwest. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
proudly and being, good citizens and being great kings or whatever. And we gonna figure this thing out, man. And we gonna keep giving y'all that funk, and we gonna push for you know what I'm saying, like solutions and answers. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we gonna do our duties. Trust that.
I sure will.
Man,
I know you will.
trust that.
Yes, sir.
Trust that. Some
I
kind of way
appreciate
I'm
the
a,
opportunity, man. Thank
some
you.
kind of way I'm gonna sneak in that. I just be chilling. So I'm on it.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
on it.
This was
So
good. This was therapeutic for me. I guess I needed to get some stuff off my chest. I hope I wasn't rambling. Sometimes I talk and I feel like I'm going wah, 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 wah,
not
wah,
at all, brother. Not
you
with
know.
me. Not with me.
Okay.
Not with me, and not with what the state is right now. It,
Yeah.
it, it isn't, man. We and like you said, we don't talk enough,
Mm-mm.
and I'm sure
Oh,
somebody's going to listen
and
to
we
this.
need to start listening too. I mean, there's that. There's two sides of the coin. I mean, we got to start listening.
But see, my thing is, I feel like I listen a lot. I
Yeah.
listen a lot.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like right now, if it's the right time to be the person that's talking, I feel like I'm the person that needs to
You
be talking.
you need to do it. There you go. I like that. I like that. Yes, I agree.
I listen to a lot of people, and when I say respectfully, meaning that I hear a lot of cries. I see a lot of people talk about a lot of things. I hear it, I see it, and I just some I want my people to know. I don't think that I don't listen and hear everything. Like I acknowledge a lot of things. I might have my opinion, I might share it, and I might not share it. But trust me, I'm hearing it, and I'm like at this point right here, and that's why I feel like I need to be on the admin side of this change.
Yeah, you are.
We are,
You are.
we are,
Yes.
we are.
As reluctant as I want to be sometimes, I realize the responsibility that I have on my shoulders, and I sometimes there's a without getting too spiritual, take this cup from me. I don't want to drink from this cup.
Well,
Sometimes.
let me be spiritual with you, and then we gonna close this out. To whom much is given, much is required.
Lord,
My mama tell me that all the time.
and my auntie would say, "Lord, have mercy." That's loaded right there, man. I mean, because God has given me a whole lot, and I feel like He's requiring a whole lot of me too. And I'm like, wait, I didn't ask for all this.
Yeah, me neither.
But
Yeah.
but He knew you were capable enough. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's why a lot of stuff fall in your lap, and that's why you're a self learner. That's why we recognize people like you as a king. You know what I'm saying? And
I
rightfully
really
so.
appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All
Yeah.
day, brother. All day. So,
Yeah.
again, everybody, thank y'all so much for tuning in to Damien Lamar. Please go to his website. It's DamienLamar.com, correct?
Yep. That's it.
Go there, uh, take some time out, and just really listen to his project. Support the brother. He has a podcast as well, Taste Test Live. I think I did a live last week, right?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we had a chef on, our first ever chef on there last
Yeah.
week. And
So,
might be making a regular occurrence too. We'll see.
was you able to taste the food?
I wish.
Oh, okay,
If there,
okay.
man,
Well, it
if
was
there was a
Zoom.
way
It
for
was
some
Zoom, so
kind
you
of
couldn't
like
taste it.
virtual Zoom science where we even had like smell-o-vision, dude, I was like, what is that? Oh my God, I was hungry too. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
shoot.
Word,
Yeah,
word.
that would have been great. But I realized all this time it was like Taste Test Live. People come to. I've watched. There's a thing called bounce rate on Google Analytics, and
Yeah.
somebody come to your website and they
Yep.
bounce out. Your
Yep.
bounce rate's high, and I'm like, oh, they thinking I'm serving food. I'm talking about food.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Cool.
But
Cool.
we
So
talk about
yeah,
music, man. Music is food to me. Music, I eat it,
it's definitely food.
eat it
It's
up.
nourishing to our souls, man.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
y'all people, please check out Taste Test Live. Shouts out to MJ Baker. Shouts out to Blue Francois.
big group.
The crew. Um,
Yep.
and I mean he has so much, man. But like I said, we're here to just have a really good conversation, a therapy session with my brother, and hopefully my people out there will just listen to this and just receive, you know what I'm saying, the information and the love that we give it to each and every one of y'all. So, with that being said, we're gonna close this thing out. Thank you, Damien. Thank you so
Thank you,
much,
man.
man. Hold tight. Well, I'm gonna close out. Okay, hold tight.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. All right, y'all. Thank y'all again so much, man. This is the Groove Sweet podcast. I know I didn't mention it on the tag. It says flowers for the culture. Shouts out to Crown Riri or whatnot. But I'll be doing more of these. If you guys want to just get on and just have a conversation, want to talk, want to cry, laugh, want to just, have a dialogue, whatever you want to do, please hit me up and let me know, man, so we can just have these very fulfilling conversations that we need to have. I'm praying that these conversations will manifest into more, and take us closer to the change. And for the people that don't understand and don't ride with us, hopefully this will make you change a lot of things, or just get the hell away, because we don't promote the negativity and all that stuff. We just don't promote it. All right. So we rocking, we moving, we grooving, and I love y'all so much. Please be safe. Groove Suite Podcast, Mr. Allen, we are done. Yeah, I am done. We are out of here, y'all, to the top. The Groove Suite Podcast has been brought to you by Mr. Penis's Neighborhood and the Groove Suite, powered by Hip Hop and Hookah. Make sure you stay in tune with us on our socials, on Instagram and Twitter, at The Groove Suite, and on Facebook, The Groove Suite Podcast. If you want to email us some music, tell us that you like us, email us at groovesweetjacks@gmail.com. New things, new things, new things. New vibe, new soul, all that. Thank you to everybody who supports us, rock with us, and vibe with us. The Groove Suite.